Hello, hello, hello. I might have to pause this for a minute as my connections have overloaded. Encoding overloaded, it says, because I've twisted my settings. So I'm going to very quickly change my settings and come back. I'll be right back. I think you barely missed me. That's what happens when you experiment with your settings and you don't actually realise what damage it's doing to your computer. I don't think anybody noticed. I think I'm alright. So it's the news. We're doing the news. We're going to the Daily Mail website as usual. Oh, and the big story is well, let's not go away. Remember, I tell you never to go away. Well, this is off the Greek island of Rhodes. A number of British holiday makers had to be rescued when a boat caught fire. Yes, like I said, I keep telling everyone to stay at home, but they won't bomb. And yeah, this is what happens when you go away. Go away on holiday, just stay at home. Yeah, apparently this was an inferno that engulfed an entire boat after fire broke out 300 metres from Stenga Beach in the town of Archangelos. Passengers told they were forced to make a plunge into the water when the deck caught fire. They said, the Greek Coast Guard said that 82 passengers were eventually taken to land, and children were traumatised by the incident. And here they are, being rescued. So, like I said, stay at home. Just stay at home. Don't go anywhere. Stay at home. Yeah, it was pretty intense, but yeah, authorities said that all the passengers were in good health and were later transferred to the hotels by buses. But yeah, the wooden ship caught fire, and only ruins remained. Brit boat inferno. That's the headline. Oh, we've got one of those features where it can ask if have you got OCD? 12-question quiz will reveal if you have OCD. This is from Dr. Carmen Harrer, American author of Committed: Finding Love and Loyalty Through the 7 Archetypes. And she explains what obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, is, what causes it, and the signs to look for. Right. So, it's an ABC question. All right. 1. Do you avoid some colours, names, or numbers because you deem them unlucky or associate them with something bad? No. I never have. No, but I have. Yes, sometimes. Yes, often. You can see where this is going. When you have a doubt or concern about something, what do you usually do to help yourself feel better? Do you put it out of your mind, not to think about it? Do you discuss it with a person? Think about it or analyse it, or allow it to consume you and can clean, hoard, or repeat. So mainly D, your OCD. Get it, OCD. And yeah, there's loads of questions to get through. How often do you experience thoughts that are unreasonable and make you feel uncomfortable in your own mind, Mrs.? Rate how strongly this statement resonates with you. I have thoughts about aggression and or hurting others that worry me. I don't want to have. Complete this statement. When an intrusive thought enters my mind, I... Yeah, you don't want to do that test. Or if you do, you want to do it maybe 27 times. You know, because it'll make you feel a bit better. No, okay, maybe not. Tomorrow, good news everybody, tomorrow the UK energy price cap is going down. Hooray! To £2,000. But this isn't good news. You might think it's good news, but it's not good news. Because energy boss Chris O'Shea from Centrica, who looks like he could be, I don't know, a James Bond villain. Just saying, never trust men with beards and facial hair. Oops. You don't want to trust him. he reckons that although the cap is going down, our bills, our gas and electricity bills, could stay at £2,000 for the foreseeable future. Oh no, this is depressing, isn't it? But yeah, tomorrow the average household energy bill will fall by £426 a year because Ofgem has dropped its price cap, because wholesale prices have gone down, but again they're not fully dropping. Ofgem is cutting its price cap from £3,280 to £2,074. And typical consumers have seen their bills soar from £1,271 a year up to £3,000 plus due to the global gas prices. And the global gas crisis, if you haven't remembered, is all to do with what's going on in Ukraine, and there's a lovely chart for you to study. But he reckons that prices could be stuck at £2,000. He said, Mr. O'Shea said, prices are back down to pre-invasion levels, but they're still 2.5 times in the long run average, and that's really driven by supply and demand. So I think there's a danger that we can get complacent because last winter was okay and because prices are quite stable now. Well, it's simple. When the price is low, buy in the gas, and when they go up, don't buy the gas. Because look, when I was young, when you were young, depending on how young you were, you may have seen these large structures in your town, big structures that used to go up and down. They were called gasometers. Do you remember? And that's where we used to store natural gas, and used to store it for the winter. So they'd go up and then they'd go down when they were empty and they'd fill again. And they got rid of all those. They used to be everywhere. Every town used to have them on the edge of town. And we got rid of them and built luxury flats there instead. But, you know, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. All fashion news. All right, fashion news. Who likes short shorts? Do you like short shorts? Shine are they Chinese? Are they Chinese? They're one of those fast fashion brands that allows you to buy stuff online. They would have released the Manfinity Fever City men's cotton raw trim denim shorts. Yeah, they are Chinese, it says so here. God, I'm so glad I know what I'm talking about. However, let's have a look at them. I don't know. Can't go commando in them, can you? There's a good chance of your plums making their way free, isn't there? Yeah, I don't know. I might give those a miss. But yeah, £10.49 if you fancy incredibly short shorts. And here they are from the back. Yeah. It's a no from me. It's a no. An absolute no. Good news, everybody. Downing Street has vowed to press on with its Rwanda deportation plan. Yeah, this came yesterday after the Court of Appeal branded it unlawful. They should have branded it stupidly expensive, but it doesn't matter because Dishi Rishi and his Parliament of Clowns, I'm trying to be polite, have declared they're going to do whatever it is necessary to make it happen. It's just not good. It's just not good. It's just stupid because we're going to spend money doing this and putting people in Rwanda, and then they're going to be able to leave Rwanda under their own steam and come back again, and we'll do it all again. It's that fuzzy thinking we've become so used to in this country. Incredibly fuzzy. Now, I don't know if you've been aware of what's been going on in Paris. A young Algerian teenager, Nahel, known as Nahel, who was 17, was shot dead by a police officer. The police officer said, "I'm going to put a bullet in your skull." He panicked in his car, tried to leave, and indeed, he didn't put it in his head, but he shot him through the throat instead. Well, this has caused all sorts of problems in Paris. There's been riots and things ablaze. Have they got any pictures of it? Yeah, there's some footage of a car set fire on the streets of Paris. But it's good to know. It's good to know that the French have politicians just as useless as us. Because while this was going on, their top dog, Emmanuel Macron, he was out. He was having a good time. Yeah, having a good time. He was dancing the night away at the Accor Arena in Paris. And there's video of him with his missus, who's like really old. I think, wasn't she his teacher or something? He was enjoying Elton John. Yeah, he went to an Elton John gig. Meanwhile, Paris was in flames. So it's good to know. But he's got to relax, isn't he? He's got to have some downtime. He can't be Prime Minister all the time, can he? And this is why the politicos are useless. But it's good to know. It's good to know that their politicians are just as shit as ours. So it makes me feel very good. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Oh, good news, everybody. Do you have a car? Are you baffled? Are you baffled by the little symbols that pop up in your car and what they mean? We have one that pops up. It's that engine light there, that one at the bottom. And we don't know what it means. We just ignore it, don't we, missus? I say it means that the engine's on. And if it goes out, that's when there's a problem. But good news, because Apple are updating its iPhone software. The next iPhone update will feature a visual lookup tool in the iOS 17 update, which will allow you to turn on your camera and point it at your dashboard, and it will tell you what those symbols mean. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But yeah, it's going to be great. Visual lookup will also be able to help you identify flowers. Pretty clever, that. So yeah, you'll be able to use it to look up all sorts of things that you're not sure of. But I don't want to know if the car's going wrong. Meanwhile, Kevin Spacey's in court because he's been naughty. He was acquitted in the US, wasn't he? But yeah, he's up for 12. He's been accused of 12 sex offences, and it's been described how he performed a lewd act with a sleeping victim, groped a driver, and laughed after assaulting a man backstage at the Haymarket. He was described as sexually aggressive and very touchy-feely. Also as a sexual bully who enjoys making men feel powerless and uncomfortable. But you know what I say? It's always the usual suspects. I don't script any of this. I make it up as I go along. So yeah, it'd be going to be interesting to see if any of these charges stick. He's been lucky before, and will he be lucky this time? It's going to be interesting to follow that one because it's a big one. Right, I've got some good stories here today, right. I've got some good stories. I've even got a sting that I've done. Right, are you ready? Oh, I wonder what the story's about. This is probably going to get claimed now. This is going to get claimed. I've got a little sting. I wonder what the story's going to be about. Right. Oh, nearly started again. Yeah, we're doing We're doing giant hogweed stories, and they're asking, would you be able to identify one of the world's most dangerous plants? It grows up to 16 foot tall and has tightly packed flowers. I keep winding the kids up when we're out and about. Any plant that has white flowers, I go, it's a giant hogweed, look out! And they become very jumpy. That's because I am the perfect father. And this is what you can... I mean, mind you, that does look like that plant that's near the cycle track, doesn't it? It does. Mrs. is nodding. For we have a giant hogweed story for you. And not only do we're looking at how to identify the giant hogweed, we've got the story of Ross McPherson, who brushed past the dreaded giant hogweed while cycling near his home in Dunbar, East Lothian in Scotland. And hours later he found, well, discomfort, pain, and his hand was swelling. And then this happened. Oh my God. Yes, he was left with a blister the size of an orange after coming into contact with Britain's most dangerous plant. And yeah, it erupted, and he had to have hospital treatment. And yeah, this is how it began. And then it got a little bit redder and started to swell, and then it turned into that orange. And if you're eating a ham sandwich, you might want to stop now, because the teenager had a mixture of second and third degree burns as a result of his contact with the hogweed, describing the pain as absolute hell, and this is what his hand was left looking like. Stick a fork in him, he's done. But yeah. But you've warned, I've been warning you. I've been warning you about the hogweed. And this is a follow-up to yesterday's story. Remember we talked about the lady who got her leg trapped in the escalator. She was 57 years old. Apparently more details have come out. In a freak accident, she tripped over a pink suitcase, and before her left leg was dragged into mechanism at the end of the travelator. And today, the airport's 20 travelators still remain closed as they're investigating. This is at Bangkok's Don Muang Airport. And remember, this is the picture that was released. But her son reveals. Right? The son said yeah, he said he was, again, it's bonkers, because I had to amputate a leg to get her free of the travelator. And he says he was there and he saw officers carrying her amputated limb away in a foam box, and they're demanding the CCTV footage of the incident. But surgeons at the city's Bumrungrad International Hospital have managed to reattach the limb now, they say, but it's unlikely she'll ever be able to recover the use of her left leg. Her son said, "My mother's morale is at a worrisome level. We had an opportunity to talk to her a little before and after surgery. She showed strength, but we knew deep down in her heart she was broken because she suddenly lost her leg." But yeah, so yeah, they want more details of what really happened. Sources say the force of her fall caused her leg to plunge through the end of the mechanical walkway. She screamed as her foot became stuck, whilst the machinery churned through her muscle, tendons and bones. Onlookers fumbled for the emergency off switch as the machine continued tearing through flesh, spewing blood onto the metal tracks. There we go. It's not good, is it? I've also got a follow up to yesterday's story about the. Remember they viewed the house, and this fellow was asleep on the sofa. Do you remember that? Well, it turns out he's actually a DJ. Yeah, he's a rave DJ and party monster. They're not revealing who he is, but here's a blurred out picture of him, and yeah, you can tell he likes a drink. There, he likes a drink, right? He likes a drink. It's good, isn't it? You know who else likes a drink? Dylan Mulvaney likes a drink. Don't know if you remember that person, but they've gone on. The 26-year-old's gone on Instagram to discuss the Anheuser-Busch debacle, which see them like losing $20 million in market value after they employed Dylan Mulvaney to promote their beer, and he said, yeah, I love beer. I've always loved a beer. Of course he does. He's a bloke. All us blokes love beer. I'm cheeky, me. I'm cheeky. I'm very cheeky. Yeah, so there we go. Should have got RuPaul to do it, shouldn't they? Who wants a mystery? Here's a mystery for you. This is the story. He's the stepfather of the Earl of Pembroke, right? Stuart Wyndham Murray Threepland. They certainly know how to name them, didn't they? He put his estate and 13-bedroom castle at Dunbeath, Scotland, up for sale by Savills. Put it up for sale for 25 million. I don't know, missus. I think we should put in an offer. I kind of like the look of it. It looks like a folly, doesn't it? He put it up for sale. And he resigned on June the 12th, the same day, from his company. He was director of 15 firms, and he cancelled all those. And then the 76-year-old retired to Wilton House, which is a 14,000-acre Palladian estate close to Salisbury in Wiltshire, where he got a shotgun and blew his head off. Yeah. And they don't know why. It's a mystery. They don't know why. Police aren't seeking anyone else for his death, and they don't know why he did it. You know, a statement from Wiltshire Police says officers were called to address in Wilton at 1:10 on June the 12th, following a report of a sudden death of a man in his 70s. No one's believed there to be any suspicious circumstance, and the file be prepared on behalf of His Majesty's coroner for Wiltshire. I've got to get used to doing that. Yeah, so they don't know why he did it, but maybe some more details will come out of the inquest. Maybe there were financial issues. Who knows? But most important thing is, there's a castle for sale. And if you're up for a castle and you've got was it 25 million on the hip, it could be you. Yeah, nice. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm just worried out, have I done enough yet? Just trying to see if there are any other good stories for us. Scrolling through. Oh, this is an interesting one. Apparently, you know, I've been mocking the government for its Rwanda migrant policy. Well, apparently, a group of EU countries are urging Brussels to seek innovative ways to deal with illegal migrants. Yeah, they want a styled Rwandan type migrant deportation program. Yeah, leaders from countries including Denmark, Greece, and Austria are reportedly using this week's European Council summit to push the EU to adopt a tougher approach. I don't know about that. I mean, you know, all the pro-EU people would be losing their minds if you tell them about that. I wonder if that will come to pass. Meanwhile, who wants to see some stupid? Right, here we go. This is at the Grand Canyon. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And he nearly slides. He nearly goes over the edge. Yeah. This was at the Grand Canyon. He nearly slid off. He nearly slid off the viewing deck. This is at Utah's Bryce Canyon. On a video for Reddit. Apparently, the unidentified man ran and jumped over the guardrail before landing on his feet, but slid down a steep slope, inches from plummeting over the edge. Yeah, because there's no cure for stupid. But yeah, there's it's just stupid, isn't it? One slip further, and he would have been up for that Darwin Award. Hey, there you go. If you're not in the loop and you've got an iPhone, check your iPhone now, because on July the 26th they're getting rid of my photo stream. Mrs. knows about this because she got an email. But yeah, you need to back up your photos if you use the my photo stream. I mean, God, I thought that had been retired years ago. But yeah, so you need to get working, and here's a little stock image of an iPhone. There you go. So check your phone if you have my photo stream, because it's going. You can simply just back it up. Just go to it, select all the photos and back it up. I did it for the missus, and you can save them, but otherwise they'll be lost forever. Ooh, nearly time. Just scrolling down just to see if there's any more fun stories. Not really. Got some more stupid for you. This is a sorry. When I read it, it's just Yellowstone National Park. I don't know if you've ever familiar with Yellowstone, but they have hot springs there. And at the Silex Spring, an identified woman she did the unimaginable, and she dipped her hand in the hot springs. Now that spring, they reckon, is up to 175 degrees in temperature. Gary Mackenzie, who filmed the incident, said he warned the couple not to leave the boardwalk, but they didn't take any notice. And the National Park Service there advised all visitors on its website and trail to stay away from any thermal activity in the area and stay on the boardwalk. Yeah, well, I'd imagine there wouldn't be any skin left. Meanwhile, do you remember Rye College, which was at the centre of an argument when a student wanted to identify as a cat, and one of the peers said, "Don't be stupid, you can't be a cat because you're not." Well, anyway, they're being investigated by Ofsted because they're stupid, because a teacher called the girl despicable for questioning another student's identity as a cat. I tell you, identity politics is the biggest load of... What do you identify as? Leave your comment in the comments box below. You won't know. You never do. Yeah, there we go. So, absolutely bonkers. Right, so that's that done. There are no more stories, but I've got animal stories. I've put them in the funny folder. I do have animal. I've got quite a few. Right? Because you've been good this week, and I missed a couple out because there were noise. Let's go to Southern Carolina, right? And this is the shipyard on Hilton Head Island. And you know what it's like. You're standing there. This is a fisherman. He was, fishing, obviously. When let's just say things got a little bit frisky. Those alligators can shift, can't they? They can really go. So yeah, he got chased. Here he was beforehand, just enjoying the water at the edge of the pond when his fishing was rudely interrupted by a gator. Not cool, man. Just let the man fish. Let the man fish. But I tell you, if he was in Taiwan, he could have got revenge, because there's a new dish on the menu. It's dubbed Godzilla Ramen, and it's based at the Yulin restaurant, the Witch Cat Ramen restaurant in Yulin, in Thailand, is serving this delicious concoction. Yep, that's got a crocodile arm. Tasty. Okay, that's don't know if I fancy that. Don't know if I fancy that one. But we're going to end with good news and a remarkable story. This is the story of Melvin the cat, right? Melvin the cat. Do we have a picture of him? Here he is. He looks like a Melvin, doesn't he? He looks like a Melvin. Got lost. Yeah. He got lost. Yeah. Right. But it's alright. He's been reunited with his owner. Here she is. The unfortunately named Jacqueline Dick. Right. And yeah, he went missing for 9 months. 9 months. And when he was found, when they did the old beep beep, beep beep, they scanned him. He's got a chip. He was picked up by the Scottish Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals on the 23rd of May, when a member of the public reported their concerns. He'd been getting into fights with cats. He'd been visiting their home since Christmas and being fed, but he wasn't looking too well, and he was getting into fights with the cat that they owned. So they decided to do an intervention and rescue him. And yeah, he was checked over by a vet. When they scanned his microchip, there was a big surprise, because he was registered to an address in Australia. Yeah, he was 9,000 miles away from home. Yeah. So that was a bit of a problem. So one of the carers, like I said, they scanned the chip. Said one of the first things we do is with the animals is we scan for his microchip. As you can imagine, we were confused when Melvin's details came back that he was registered in Australia, right? But they did a bit of research, and the mystery behind Melvin's epic journey was unravelled. And yeah, it turned out the couple had previously been living in Australia and adopted Australian-born Melvin as a kitten, right? But after 14 years down under, they decided to move back to Scotland and splashed out £4,200 to bring Melvin and their border collie Max back home to Scotland. However, in August 2022, just 8 weeks after moving into their new home, Melvin went missing. He was probably missing Australia, right? But yeah, they got him back. So obviously they haven't updated his microchip information. They didn't live They didn't still live in Australia. They'd moved to Scotland. See, it just looked like he was living there. But it's all right. He's all right now, and he's reunited. Yeah, and whilst in Australia, it was revealed that Melvin was attacked by a hungry dingo, and he was saved by the dog who chased the dingo away. And here he is, pictured with the dog that saved him. There we go. You got something for everyone in that story. Got something for everyone. What a story! And I'm sure he's used up a couple of his 9 lives. There we go. And that was Friday's coffee time. Let's hopefully it's all worked properly. 7 people in. Andy's in. Yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. Are you the real Andy Davison? Yeah. You seem real. Robert Payne's in. Andrew's in. And Payne says, those aren't shorts, those are denim underpants. Thinking of getting some, they're only a tenner. Andrew says, I've ordered my Tubular Bells t-shirt, which is coming from China. That's not good. Mine's official. Yours is a fake. You're a fakey fake fan, whereas I'm a genuine article. I should have put it on eBay. I could have flogged it to you. Payne says, the difference between good and bad government is knowing when to stop. But it's Elton John. It's Elton John. I think I've got an Elton John unboxing to do. I've gone and inadvertently bought a piece of rare Elton John vinyl. It was an accident, honest Gov. Andrew says, yes, usually I run out of petrol. And Andrew says he's going to buy me the castle. Of course you are. I said it was 25 million, not 25 quid, mate. You spent all that money on that fake t-shirt down the market. Fasana says, how's it going? It's still going. A little bit to the left, but still going. Payne says, perhaps the EU want to send their migrants to an offshore island. Can we name that offshore island? Okay. Okay. Dog cam. Can't have dog cam. Dog cam's out of action. That's not strictly true. There's a reason. I might as well come clean. Shall I come clean? Yeah. As far as the eye can see here are guitars. As far as the eye can see. Listen. Guitar cases everywhere. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So I can't do dog cam at the moment. And Simon says, why do Americans excel in the Darwin Awards? Because they just love. They love being stupid. They just, it's what they do, isn't it? Isn't it? They just love it. They just love it. Just think, actually, they came from us. Was it the reason they left is because they wanted to marry their cousins, isn't it? That's the reason why. And I think that explains a lot of the reason. Don't put your hand in the hot springs or jump over the barrier at the canyon. So there you go. Anyway, thank you for watching. That was news. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. We'll do this all again soon. That was it. That was the news. Kinder channel, one video at a time. Remember, you've got to drink it up and have a good weekend. Ta-ta.